There was a young man from Churcham in Gloucestershire called Alfred Henry Hook, who walked 15 miles out of an unhappy marriage to enlist as a private soldier in the 24th Regiment of Foot. And when the plans for the defence of Rorke's Drift were being put in place, he volunteered to help defend those God-forsaken tomb-like rooms in which lay sick, dying and injured soldiers, which only had a doorway to the outside. During the course of the fight, the Zulus set the roof on fire, and Hook and his comrades were set in the most desperate of circumstances, digging bodily for their lives through the walls, room by room by room, to escape the fire, the Zulus, the darkness, and death itself. Many attribute their escape from the hospital to the desperate courage and strength of Alfred Henry Hook, who'd become known as Hook the Cook on account of cooking for B Company. Well, he earned a Victoria Cross for his efforts. He returned to England to the most unhappy of circumstance and could not find work. The government intervened on his behalf, and he was given a job as janitor in the British Museum. Sanitised word, I feel, for a toilet cleaner and a duster. He developed dreadful headaches and grew a big bony lump on the top of his head from an assegai thrust received in the forehead in that fight at Rorke's Drift. He eventually died of tuberculosis on the 12th of March 1905. When he died, his comrades had never forgotten him for his actions at Rorke's Drift, wanted him buried where he'd been born, and they took him back to Churcham, 6 miles from Gloucester. At the base of his grave is a little inscription, I think put there because of the way he was treated after the war. And those lovely words read, "If one's time has come to die, one should die manfully for one's brethren's sake, without cause for reproach against one's glory." Special words, for my opinion, a quite extraordinary human being. And the point I want to make in all this is this, that we should think carefully about how we'd like our lives remembered and our final resting place marked, and then live our life to that end. Because Henry Hook would have been so proud of the inscription by which his life, and in particular his actions at Rorke's Drift, were always remembered.